Hola, mi gente. Joe Barreto with you live from beautiful Hackensack, New Jersey, and the Credit Card Connection Studios, aka my basement. So, with me today, mi gente, and we're gonna have another guest in a few minutes, but they're coming long distance. I have with me the man that we love to death here in this space for credit cards, John. John, welcome, Papa. How are you?
I'm doing okay, Joe. How about you?
Good, good. So, John, I'm gonna have to, in a minute, break you in, and you're gonna have to do like everybody else does. That's how you become a Boricua, right? We gotta say the word. We gotta say the slogan. All right.
I've been practicing.
You've been practicing? That's why I freaking love you, John. Yes.
I'm sure my neighbors are like, "What the hell's going on over there?"
Yeah. You'll be the only Puerto Rican in Kansas. So let me say hello first, John, to Xavier in the house, Christian Cruz. Christian left me a message there in Spanish that he applied for the Hilton, but he's in pop-up jail. Don't apply without those points, Christian. Welcome, Papi. Xavier, channel members that are here, I love you. Thank you for being here. Josh Gable, Papi, how you doing? Thank you for being here. Josh, good to see you. I have, John made his own comment here. That's right. From across the country and around the world. John, thank you for writing that up. Luis, hola mi gente, Papi. Cody Man 42, how you doing? Salute. Thank you for being here. MR, ciao, Papa. Keith, yeah, the Mets. Yeah, I'm not even going to say that, but yes, they do. They do. Thanks a lot. I appreciate the love already, Keith. Thank you. Josh, all right. Josh got down the hola, down pat, and already Xavier, a.k.a. my Mr. 1099. I'm just going to change his name to 1099. He's going to 1099 me. How you doing, Papi? Thank you so much for the super chat. I appreciate that. You are the man, Xavier. Thank you, thank you, thank you. MR, Darryl Strawberry is a national treasure. He was until he became a rotten strawberry. That's what, those bad things do to you, right? What's up, Dalton? The man, the myth, Dalton. Good to see you, Papi, here. Frugal Dad Finance in the house. Good evening. Frugal Dad, I'm going to be straight up with you, all right? I'm going to be straight up with you. Do me a favor. Type in your name, because I asked John before we're going on live. I'm like, oh my God, I had the name, but I can't even think of it. Please, please, please. I appreciate it, Frugal. Thank you. Mark Blanco. Hola, Joe. ¿Cómo estás, señor? Rey de las cartas. Love your channel. He just called me the king of the cards. I love it. Mark, estoy bien, gracias a Dios. Gracias por estar aquí, papi. Te lo agradezco. And Juan Garcia, one of the channel members, the OGs. Wepa. Hola, Juan. How you doing? Sledge Inc. team, the man, the myth, right? Sledge, thank you for being here, Papi. We're going to get John to 250 subs tonight. I'm telling you right now, we're going to just be passing out subs like singles, like at a strip club, like that. All right, so we got that for you, John. I promise you. Good for you to be here, Sledge. Thank you. Keith, I know. Fire everybody. And call me Lonnie. I was on the phone with Lonnie literally for about an hour before coming on live. So Lonnie is the man. We talked a lot, and it was a privilege and an honor for me to speak with you, Lonnie. Thank you, Papi, for being here. I really appreciate you. Thank you. And here's Frugal. I will never forget Pete Nicolatos. I like that name. That's a fly name, Pete. Thank you so much, Pete, for being here. We really appreciate your support, all of us here on especially on our channels and stuff. You support everybody. Thank you so much. And before I continue with the thing, we have a surprise and live from where, John? Where is he, John? Where's our man coming from?
I believe he's coming to us from Paris.
Wepa!
Hey, everyone. What's going on?
Oh, we got the Japanese Mario. All right, yes. Michael from Wong Way Travels. Welcome, Michael. Yo, and the shot is clear, bro. You got good Wi-Fi there.
Surprisingly, yeah. It's great over here. How's everyone doing today?
Michael is with us live from Paris, right? Am I correct?
That is correct. Yep. I can see the Eiffel Tower from right here, from my view right now. It's clear as day. I mean, it's incredible here.
I look outside my basement window and I see grass. That's you like right now. So I'll be right with you, Michael. We're just saying our hellos here. David Figueroa, yo, what's good in the credit card hood? Yo, that should be the slogan, David. Thank you, Papi. I appreciate you. I appreciate you. MR, I never. Oh, that's it. I see a sign-up bonus. Jeez, you ain't kidding me. Lonnie, thank you. It was an honor, Papa. Honestly, thank you so much. Yep, the frugal dad, Pete, the Mets do make me cry. Brandon Hirsch. Brandon, welcome, Papi. Welcome to our live. It's beautiful here in Jersey. Believe it or not, the weather's perfect. So, but Brandon, thank you for coming on live with us. And as Sled says, hit the like and subscribe button. Go to John. Can you put in your channel, Papi, please? I appreciate you.
Oh, I think Keith
work is the best, but I can't type and like I can't shoot. You know how that goes, right? So
looks like Keith just did, but
oh, he did. Okay, cool. All right. Yeah, I'm telling you, Josh, how you doing? Anthony Venture, aka the Staten Island Oprah, in the casa. Joe's still making fun of globalists for eating at the I never made fun of Michael, all right? We literally pointed out, and I'm going to go into that story in a few, guys. We had the best time last week during Anthony's live. And all I can say is, for as fit as Michael looks to you right there in that Mario hat, homie could eat. We're just going to leave it right there. He could eat, and his poor wife was starving. I'm just going to leave it right there, all right? Oh, look at this, MR. MR has a name. Matthew Roman. Dios mío, MR. Thank you. We're going to get people's names now. Wepa. Así mismo, coñazo. Thank you so much, Matthew. Thank God, because I could say MR. Is it Mr.? You know why? Because I work in the school. I lost my name completely. I was always known as Mr. For 34 years, it was just Mr. So, MR, thank you, Matthew, for being here. Sled saluting. Here we go. We got, oh, look, we're at Keith. You're at one. Keith is saying you're at 199. You got this. When is the Parliament Ekster wallet making an appearance to match the wall? Juan, funny you should say that. Look.
Where'd
God, I'm alive. I'm a wallet. Now it disappeared into the wall, right? There you go. That's it. Ekster wallets, excellent construction, leather, RFID protection, pops up your cards, everything nice and neat, nice and compact. It's a beautiful wallet. Father's Day deal right now, 40% off, including if you go to my description box and you put code Joe Barreto, you get an additional percentage off. We're looking at close to 50%, mi gente. So let's do this, all right? I'm telling you, I feel like I'm selling cars here. We got a whole party. That's right. Here we go. Everybody saying hola, hola, hola. Thank you. And yo, John, thank you for being on top of it. Yo, Venture Live After Dark was insane. It was, and we're going to get into that. But I want first, before I continue with the hellos, and Bobby Yakuzo, Wepa Papi, welcome to the channel. Welcome to be here tonight. I appreciate you. John, do me a favor, Papa. Introduce yourself, and then we're going to go to Michael.
Everybody, I'm John.
I'm going to go through here, and I'm going to choke you. John, coño, come on. All right? Hey, I want you to, let's go. What's your channel, John? What you up to?
My name is John. My channel is called John's Credit and Travel. I've been doing YouTube content regarding credit cards and travel since during the holidays. I think my first video was right before Christmas or Christmas Eve or something like that. So, and just been learning as I go. And it's kind of weird making videos on YouTube. I never thought I would be doing it at all, and let alone be doing it about credit cards and traveling. So it's all very new to me. It's still strange, but just kind of getting my feet under me and just learning from everybody else in the space, because I'm still so new to everything. So I'm learning from you all every day. So
thank you, John. Now, John, can you tell us where you're broadcasting from? Because I want people to see just how global we are. Where are you, Papi?
So I live in the Kansas City metropolitan area and a suburb of Kansas City. So I live in the state of Kansas.
Thank you, Papa. I was a big George Brett fan when I was a kid. So I know he's
Okay.
like, legend over there. So thank you, John.
It's funny you say that because I'm actually a Missouri boy. I grew up in Missouri. Go Tigers. But I also grew up a Cardinals fan. I'm a St. Louis Cardinals fan. So I grew up listening. Okay. I grew up listening to Jack Buck and Mike Shannon broadcast Cardinal games on the radio. So,
John, I want you to realize something before I go to Michael. Everybody here in the comments is saying how just supportive you are of everybody's channel. I want everybody out there right now, share this, share John's channel. We're pushing him over 200 tonight. I'm telling you right now, the goal is 225. Let's get this done. All right. I don't want to hear it. That's a great gift for us. All right. And before I go to Michael, I want to thank our new member to the channel. Look at this. Matthew MR. Thank you. So cool. Thank you so much. God bless you for being a member. Look at this.
You guys are so kind. Thank you. You guys are so nice.
I'm telling you, this is off the hook. Look at this. Michael Wong is coming in from right now. Michael, what is it? 1 o'clock in the morning?
Yes, sir. It is 1 o'clock. I had a good nap, and it's 6 hours ahead from the Eastern time zone. I will say this is the latest I've been up on my trip the whole time, and it's a pleasure. So I appreciate Joe, appreciate John joining on this live, and my channel is as just kind of what everyone else talked about, whether it's credit card strategies, it's travel, it's just from your own personal perspective and how you want to use your credit cards to travel, whether it's domestically, internationally, strategies, hacks, whatever it is for you to save money on things you're already doing. That's the key with the credit card and travel points game. So I try to do as much videos as I can, show personal content, that kind of stuff, and just provide people a perspective that you can probably relate to or not, or take something that you can use for your real life and use that going forward. So really, that's what I've been using for about almost a year now, and I'm very appreciative of everyone here, whether it's Joe, John, Anthony, Chad. I mean, everyone's been, I think, the coolest part of being in a community with people and just sharing their knowledge and be able to just, meet people. That's the coolest thing, like meeting people, talking to people about these kind of things and just sharing life experiences. I think that's the coolest thing about being in this credit card community, and I'm really appreciative of everyone here. So thanks, everyone. I really appreciate it.
Well, you say that.
Exactly.
And I can't thank you enough because I'm going to be straight up with you. To be where you are on vacation and it's so late and you just are here like a champ, with us. I can't thank you enough for that. God bless you, Michael. I really do appreciate you being here. But, now that I've been really nice to you, QC Man 2000 just said, did Mike finally stop eating his Hyatt breakfast? I'm so jealous. Someone can eat that much and still be in good shape. So for those of you that weren't there, we had a live behind the live on Friday night with Anthony. And it was you were in Japan at that point, right? You were 13 hours ahead of us?
I was in Taiwan. So we were about 12, 13 hours ahead of time. So it was
night here. And I was like, good morning to him as he's scarfing down breakfast for like 45 minutes. We're talking and he didn't say a word because he was eating. His poor wife was suffering upstairs. He didn't even bring a coffee, guys. You know what? That's just mean. That's bullying. And then he went up to the room and she was gone. I love you, kid. Are you kidding me? That was awesome. We had such a blast. Thank you so much, And here's Phil Mo in the house. 3 of my faves. Wepa! So before we go on into the questions, we got a lot of questions for you. John says he's been practicing. John, I need you to sit up straight. I need you to get that chest puffed out. And by the count of 3, you got to give me the strongest wepa that your neighbors are going to call the police on you. Are you ready for this? You ready, John?
So. I think so.
Okay. 1, 2, 3.
Wepa!
Oh, damn! Yo, the farm animals are going to run to you right now. That's you just... Yo, you took it. That's the longest whip, I think, out there. Good for you, John. All right. So now, Michael, I don't know if you could yell because obviously your wife is in the room. So you could do, I will forgive a silent wepa. A silent wepa. If you're going to go wepa, whatever. Like Go ahead, Michael. 1, 2, 3.
Wepa.
Nice. You see, my wife would have stabbed me at 1 a.m. if I was talking like that. You guys are the freaking best. Oh my God, I love you. You guys made my night. Sledge just corrected me. The goal for John tonight is 250. Absolutely. Hell yeah. So we're going to start with the questions. Now, here's what we have, guys. We have 2 men here that have their wheelhouse. Michael put up the Flyers video. Now, your wife, I'm sure, was filming you for part of this, right, Michael, from behind or whatever, when you're doing those really cute shots walking through the airport. Was that your wife holding the camera?
Yeah.
Okay, so Michael has an assistant on his flights, which is great. Now, John is, for me, one of the kings of Delta and Amex cards. I want to ask you, John, we're going to start with you first. What makes the Delta cards so powerful for you?
Well, this is kind of I'm going to halfway answer that question a little bit, just because I haven't experienced one part of it yet. But of course, I know they increased annual fees, right? So I mean, everybody knows that. It's all over the news. You know, everybody and their uncle was complaining and bitching and moaning about it, and I understand. I totally get it. And just for those of you that haven't seen them, I hold the Delta SkyMiles Gold and the Platinum card.
Wait, John. Wait. Look at the screen.
I saw that just.
Yes.
I saw Lonnie. Yeah. Whomever sub, thank you. I appreciate it. Thank you very much. But for me, in my use case, the credits, okay, number one. Okay, I understand if you don't live in a bigger city, like the Resi credit's hard to use. I totally understand that. And like I've said before numerous times in the venture Discord and whatnot, I know that no card is right for every person, right? So, but the Resi credit is actually easy for me to use because there's like 7 or 8 Resi restaurants in the metro here that I actually like going to. Like I've been to them before and they're like places I like to eat. So it's kind of fits right into my habit already.
How much is the Resi credit on Delta? Is it 15 or 20?
On the Platinum, it is $10 a month.
10. Okay.
So I think on the reserve it's 20, but
okay.
I don't have the reserve. I have just the Gold and the Platinum, but on the Platinum it's $10 a month. So it's easy to use for me. The ride share, I use ride shares probably once a month. If I don't go to, because if like, okay, so like the ride share on the Delta, okay, I will go when I'm flying somewhere, I'll go to the airport via Uber. I never park at the airport because there's just been bad stories about people leaving their vehicles at the airport. So I just don't do that. I will not do that. So I will always Uber. So rideshare credit's easy for me to use. So it's not, or if I know I'm going to go out somewhere, I'm going to be out and I'm going to be, having a few, I won't drive. I'll Uber. So, it just kind of fits into what I do. And then the other part of that is the Delta Stays credit. And I know I've seen people comment and say, oh, well, you're not going to get points for it. You're not going to get the loyalty part of it with the hotel. You're not going to get, it's probably going to cost you more. Okay, all those things are true to a degree. You won't get the points with the hotel chain you're picking. With Delta Stays, you basically, when you reserve, you can't change or cancel anything. You're locked in. So if you're going to use it, you have to make sure that you're going to stay, that you have to be sure of your plans. But as far as cost goes, I've used the credit on both my Delta Gold and my Delta Platinum for 2 different bookings, and the price of the hotels in Delta stays has been within $5 for both places of what it was on the hotel site. So, I mean, for me, it's like, I'm not going to quibble over. I think one was actually $3 more and one was like $4 more. It was like, I'm not going to quibble about.
But you're getting a Delta State credit. So they give you what, 150, is it? Or how much is the credit?
Wow.
Yep. So on the gold, on the Delta Gold, it's 100. On the Delta Platinum, it's 150.
That's awesome. That's awesome. See, and those are the things that I like about this, because I've never flown Delta. I think
I'm sorry. I got that wrong. The Gold does not have it. The Delta Platinum has. The Delta Platinum has the $100 credit.
So I mean, that's a good credit to stay at a hotel. You know, I mean, what the hell?
I mean, I booked a place for it. So it's a really, and it's going to be in a couple weeks. I have maybe it's next weekend. I have a graduation to go to out of town, and it's going to be at a really nice Marriott in this city. Like, I've stayed there before. The Marriott is super nice. And after the Delta credit, I'm paying $27 out of pocket for the hotel room for the night. So, and the Delta credit, it hits right away. Like, I mean, the credit was basically credited the next day.
Well, Matthew's saying right now is that it sounds like the Delta Reserve will be your next pickup. Is that true?
I don't know. I don't know. Here's the reason why. If I was going to pick up something, I mean, it maybe, but I still, in my mind, and I have, and of course, I'm very new to the Amex Platinum card itself. So I haven't really had a lot of experience it, again, because I am new to the game, new to traveling more. I've only experienced a couple of different lounges, and those were both Sky Clubs. And those of you who don't know, I'm a Delta fanboy. But I want to see what the Amex Platinum card gets me as far as access. Because I think I'm flying 5 times this year, if memory serves me correctly. So I have like 5 different trips where I'm flying this year so far. So it's gonna get a workout as far as lounges and stuff goes. So I want to see what it does. I wouldn't rule the reserve out, but I would have to, if I did it, I would have to cancel a couple of other cards most likely. So
okay,
because that's a stiff. That's a
hard one. That's a hard pill to swallow. Absolutely.
That's a stiff
Michael,
fee. So
Michael, what did you fly to Europe?
Yeah, it's funny, Joe, because John mentioned he's a Delta fanboy, and I'm from Atlanta, and like we're the hub, and I can't find a way to fly Atlanta. I mean, I can't find a way to fly Delta that saved my life. And I think that's what John said. Everyone's different, right? Everyone has their preferences, their idiosyncrasies. And for me, like, I just can't find enough value based on the cost to fly Delta from Atlanta, even though it's the hub. And so I think that's a good point John makes, because I've been flying anything that can give me a good deal, whether it's Frontier, or, United, whatever it is. I'm a free agent flyer, and John's showing he's got loyalty to an airline and he's getting value out of it. And I can find value on other airlines, regardless of a hub too, because that's a great example we're talking about here. So I just want to point that out. Our differences, whether you can be loyal to an airline, get value, and then not be loyal to an airline, still get value as well. So I'll leave with that. As for Europe, so from Asia to Europe, I actually flew KLM, and it's good when you segue into this, Joe, because if you fly KLM International Business, you get one of these.
That is fire.
Yeah, so you get one of these little ceramic houses, actually from Amsterdam, and it's even numbered too. And
wow,
I'm gonna let everyone know, the audience, this was not scripted. Joe did not ask me this before the live. He literally just asked me now, and I just happened to have this actually on the desk. But yeah, I flew KLM Business from Taipei to Amsterdam, and then I connected to Paris through a train. So yeah, it was business. I have the review coming up in a while. I'll tell you this, it was a very interesting experience, and I'll leave it at that, just because it was very unusual. I don't want to go any more of that. It was just a very unusual experience flying KLM. And, I'll talk about that more, being that they're from the Sky team and everything like that. And if anyone has any expectations, what you thought about KLM with Air France, I think, in my opinion, flying both now, it's a totally different animal, totally different. That's all I can say. They may be merged together, part of the same sky team, but it's airlines, they're completely different. That's all I can say. So good experience, 1-2-1 format, reverse herringbone, all that kind of stuff. But the experience was not as positive as I thought. So I'll leave it at that.
Okay, I appreciate that. I want to say hello before we continue. Kiki's in the house. How you doing, Key? Thank you for being here as well, my love. I appreciate that. For those of you that don't know, Key has an amazing channel, and you talk about a stack of cards. Her stack, you need a phone book to keep her cards in. So check out Key's channel as well, please. I appreciate that, guys. I want to make sure that you guys do me a favor, hit that like and subscribe so that we can get this out to everybody. Join Michael's channel at One Way Travels. Join John's channel. We have them up here. We have them in the description boxes as well below. You know, this is how we're able to continue to get all this crazy, great information. The last couple of weeks for me, honestly, I've learned so freaking much on different things that this is just like literally like going to school and having fun at the same time, you know, because there's so many things that I've just been picking up from people that I didn't even know existed a month ago, you know. So that's why I like these lives, because it's the only place that you can really just come and get, you know, the value by just even going in the comments and checking it out. So, you know, Phil is saying he's going to get his KLM tiny house in July. And at least let us know if it's an unusual bad or unusual terrible. Can you give us a little bit of a hint? Bad or terrible?
I'd say, honestly, if I didn't get this house, it would have been terrible. That's all I got to say.
Okay, fair enough. You know what? Fair enough. Thank you. Because I get it. I get it. You know, but
Michael,
that's cool.
Are you doing a video about it, Michael? Or
yeah, I've got a lot of stuff going. Yeah, I've got it. I've actually, this was one of the few videos where basically, yeah, just a spoiler. Like I wrote down as a thing on my phone as I'm doing the flight, and I couldn't really film much because they did not allow me to. So it was.
wow.
Now I know some airlines will do that, but like the minute I got on the plane, they're like, "Stop filming." They even announced it on the PA, and I was like, "Wow!" Like even though I told them I was doing it for myself and everything, it was pretty interesting to hear that. So like, I felt like I was like some kind of secret agent trying to get like a film in my cabin, you know, under my shirt, something like that, like being sneaky. So it just very interesting, just a very interesting experience. Some airlines will do that, but it was like immediately like.
See, but I could see why. In all fairness to the airline, you know why, Michael? Because seeing how you've done your other videos, you were probably really professional and very, you know, low key, right? Whereas me being Puerto Rican, I'd be like, yo, guys, where about? Look at this. And they wouldn't have cared, right? Oh, but let you go. Look at how much this seat sucks. Wow, look, look. And I would have just been happy and smiling. We were like, oh, what the hell? The guy has no idea. Right? So, but I could tell they're probably like, damn it, he probably works for some undercover thing. So, you didn't wear your Mario hat, did you? Because that's a giveaway. It's just yo, they want to know, Mike, if you're giving away a raffle in your house, the little house on your channel.
Possibly. I actually got two, actually. I don't have the second one with me, but it's literally somewhere else. I actually got two. I was talking to a flight attendant. I would tell them how I like being on the flight, how I enjoyed, I guess, the service, and I really wanted to go on this flight. And they actually gave me a second one, so it's somewhere around here, but possibly. I mean, they're very, very niche collector's items. They're numbered, so
that's
you
cool.
know, like, you know, if you're getting a distinct house, I guess. So it's
that's
nice.
fire. Well, Stan, the credit coquille, because on this channel we's the credit coquille. He's not the frog. So Stan, the credit coquille, and Stan, I'm sorry. Some people were really mean to you in the comments that your wepa was good, but John's was just a little bit better and longer. But Stan, thank you, Papi, for being here. Stan the man. I really appreciate you, Pa. Stan wants to know if it was as bad as flying the Southwest bus.
Okay, so if anyone's flown a late night flight, there's rumors that if you fly a late night flight, there's limited service. That's what it was basically. It was very limited service. Yeah, I'll go into more in detail, but it's a very limited service when it's a late night flight, and so yeah, let's just say I was kind of hungry at night. I'll leave you with that. I was very hungry.
Okay, fair enough. Well, I saw your video going. Was it when you went to Taiwan? the food, the way you laid it out, it was beautiful, bro. The pictures, the way you were, that was really just badass, you know. But you know what, guys? Because today I'm like squirrel. I need everybody in the chat and you two right here with me, do me one giant favor. And this is totally unscripted because we're live. But yesterday, the Staten Island Oprah had his birthday. And I want to give a big birthday shout out to the man himself, Anthony, the Staten Island Oprah Venture, El Señor Venture. Happy birthday, Papi. So, happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Anthony, Staten Island Oprah Venture. Happy birthday to you. That's our boy right there. God bless you, Papa. Many, 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 many more filled with great health and happiness, Papi. God bless you, Pa. Really, a lot of us would not be doing this if it wasn't for you. And we can all own that and say it without any hesitation because you've helped each and every one of us out here. So thank you. And if Anthony's not there right now, is because he literally was out there earlier. He's out and about today and yesterday. So God bless you, Anthony. Thank you. So guys, I want to ask you this, and Michael, you brought this up to me while you were away. As some of you know here in the chat, what a trio. Anthony, you all right after hearing that? Xavier, once again, Papi. Xavier, Mr. 1099 himself. Thank you so much, Xavier. I swear to God. I can't with you. I love you, Xavier. Thank you so much, Papi, for that. Like always.
Awesome.
You all know. Thank you, Papa. Thank you so much. Some of you saw I had a poll up on which card should I apply for next. I did a video on it as well. The Citi Strata Premier, the Wells Fargo Autograph, or the Wells Fargo Autograph Journey. So what's funny is on the poll, the live poll on the community tab, the Strata Premier is way ahead. For some reason on the video side, the autograph, the regular $0 annual fee is making the strong case for itself there. I'm going to pick the card I'm going to apply for, and hopefully I don't get rejected. I haven't been rejected by a card yet, but I heard Citi is kind of hard and difficult to get. But Michael, can you share with us what you said happened with the Strata? Can you talk about it?
Yeah, Joe. So first of all, make sure to watch Joe's video. It's a great video on what he wants to do for his next card, basically. But so recently, Player 2 got approved the Citi Premier about a week ago before Strata came out. Everyone was kind of shocked by the news. But anyway, segue to, so that flight Joe talked about, I was A&A business. I was flying Chicago to Tokyo. And we're at the airport. Me and Player 2 are doing our checking off, doing the whole, so in Japan, you want to do the, it's called mobile transit cards. And so we're like, hey, let me help you hit the sign-up bonus. Let me add your Citi Premier card to my mobile wallet to max out the spend on the sign-up bonus. So I start putting her card in, and I first of all, I found out that her Citi Premier card literally became a Strata card that instant. Like I showed a screenshot a while ago that somehow her card morphed into a Strata just like that. Well, that was telling us, like, everyone knows about that stuff going on. But while we were putting her card in the mobile wallet, it actually said I was denied. Citi actually denied allowing her card to be in the mobile wallet. Now, remember, her card was already there as a mobile wallet. She did it first. So coincidentally, literally the same time, Citi starts blocking her account because of the fact, I think they were saying that because I was trying to put a foreign charge from Japan, they blocked it. So not a big deal. Like I said, with a lot of credit card issues, everyone knows, right? To, I guess, unlock your account or verify it, they go through a two-factor authentication, right? Email, phone call, whatever it is, right? Every issuer is different. So Citi's like, we're gonna do that too, but the way we're going to verify your account is we're going to send you a letter. And we're at the airport. Remember, we're at the airport about to fly in about, I think, 30 minutes. And we're like, once you get that letter and verify whatever it is we have to do, then we will unlock your account, and then you can, let your husband or whoever use it. And so my player two is like, okay, this is crazy. I'm going to call Citi and see what we can do. And in the end, they just said, we need to see that letter. And you're like, you're joking, right? And so from that point on, and basically from that point on, for at least a week, she could not use her Citi Premier card when we were overseas. Thank God we had family over at our house, so someone could go grab the card and give it to us about a week later and then unblock it. But it was the most unbelievable experience ever. I mean, she's already kind of killing me because everyone here, like I said, good stuff about Citi Premier, a really easy card to use, $95 fee. And I was like, yeah, it's a good card, especially for you, simple setup. And then she's like, how could you do this to me? How could you betray me, giving me Citi with like the worst customer service? And I was like, I have a Citi card, a co-branded card. It's not as terrible, but I didn't expect this to happen. And so like, it just went pretty crazy. Like it was just an explosion really. And so all in all, it's like, we got the card obviously unlocked a week into our trip. We used it, but it's just like, I don't know what to say. From the whole process of her getting approved to this, it's just an unbelievable ride. And I want to know if anyone has any similar experiences, any comments, because I just don't know what happened with Citi. And of course, everyone who has a Citi Premier has a Strata now. And then, we all have Stratas now, no extra sign-up bonus. It's a crazy mess. And so that's what I want to tell you all, like, proceed with caution and just be careful. I guess maybe you have to go old school. And like, if you ever decide to go, I guess, John, maybe you go out of the country, tell Citi you're going out of the country so they don't block your card. I don't know, but it's crazy.
Look what QC Man just said. He read about the Citi letter verification thing online, right? What is this, 2003?
Exactly. Like, remember back in the day, like you would go call your bank, be like, hey, I'm going to Iceland, or I'm going to Norway. I mean, come on, this is 2020 freaking 4. And so,
and I agree. So it's like,
look at Caesar's message. Look at Citi's been great to me. My wife and I got 7 cards in 6 months. Today she got the Strata Premier. FTW. I can't repeat that because I want to get monetized for this, but yes.
I expect Caesar to start doing a lot of Amex closure videos now. No, I mean, so here's the thing with Citi, right? Like, on paper, Citi, the cards earn great. Like, there's no denying that. I'm not a Citi fan, but the cards earn great. And ironically, I have the Citi trifecta. I don't use them, but I have it. But when I went to Iceland last year, I did take my Citi Premier card with me as a backup. And my gut told me, let Citi know you're going out of the country because you don't want there to be any issues. And so I did, and I didn't have any issues. But I mean, now looking back on it, I'm glad I did based on the situation Michael had. And that's garbage customer service too. Like, Citi wants to portray themselves as being a player in the game. They need to, do better with your customer service. And you have people traveling, and there's no other way to confirm anything, information or whatever, other than through a freaking letter. Really, Citi? Really?
And that's why I think it's important. We always say, for me, customer service is huge with these things, right?
Yep.
And I'll give you an example. 2 weeks ago, one of the subscribers, who's now my friend, Carlos Rodriguez, he was traveling with his wife by Amtrak to Denver, lost his Hilton Surpass card, called me about it, called Amex. Amex got it over to him at the hotel, right? So he can continue his trip. That's what you expect when you none of this is free, right? Like, you're spending money, you're meeting spend requirements on subs, you're paying an annual fee, the card is plastic, it's just, it's not like they're going above and beyond. You would think they could just say, hey, we can tell you're away, look where it was just charged. Like that just makes the sense to me.
I mean, when I was going on my trip to Iceland, like I was okay. I need to notify this bank. I need to notify Amex. I need to notify Chase, because in my trip to Iceland, I took my Amex Gold card, my CSP, my Chase Sapphire Preferred. I took the Premier as a backup, and I'm like trying to notify Amex and Chase, and they're like, "Yep, well, we don't need to be notified. We're good. If we see anything odd, we'll let you know, but no, you're fine." Okay. And the city's like, yeah, they're like stuck in 1999 or something. I don't know. It's weird.
No, John, like they are
City's
stuck
a
in
big bank.
They are stuck in 99 because I told you originally how my pledge got approved. It was, I told you guys, it's the craziest thing. Like she applied, it said pending, and it's like some kind of secrecy, right? They're like, oh, we can't approve you yet. And when they do again, another stupid letter. She had to wait a stinking week for another stinking letter. She opened up the letter, special code link, whatever it is. She puts it on the website, boom, approved. We have to wait a week for that. Like it was crazy. Like they're like, I mean, what is the issue with the letter thing? Like, do they really want us to hate them? Like she literally said to me, like, after the sign-up bonus, I'm done with them. That's it. She's done. She's not stupid enough to get sign-up bonus. She's not going to miss that. But after that, she's done because it's like everyone's saying in the comments. It's about the experience. It's about being treated correctly. And like, if you can't do a freaking text two-factor authentication or an email or whatever it is, I mean, you're just slowly lagging the game. I mean, come on.
You know what I feel bad for in this, Michael? You. Because she took it out on you. She blamed you. She said, my husband does this as a side hustle for a living. And he made me get played at the airport. Like, trust me. I'm telling you. So here's my dilemma, guys. I have people telling me, just get whatever you want. But my thing was, I wanted to give everybody, and it was not crap. I'm not making it up. I will apply for what the majority want me to apply for. Now I'm nervous because when Michael told me that, I'm like, damn, Strata is way ahead of everything else here. People want me to apply for the Strata, but I don't know if I should. But I guess I'm going to have no choice if that's what the people want.
I just think customer service matters, Joe. And like everyone says here, like, as Matt said here in the comments, like you can have a great earner, but if the service is lacking, you could have another, hopefully not a situation like me, but a situation where you may need it and then you find out they're going to fail you. Well, it could be City, it could be another one, but just showing you from a real life experience, like you don't want to go through experience like that. I'm not saying you shouldn't get City, but just think about it, maybe.
Well, and you remember the bad experiences, right? I mean, I remember good ones too. Like I've had nothing but positive interactions with Amex so far. My Chase interactions have been good so far. But and honestly, I haven't had to contact Citi for anything, so I haven't had a negative interaction with them. But we especially remember the negative, bad experiences we have with companies, right? I can go down a litany of companies that I despise because of bad experiences.
Right.
So, and that sticks with you. I
want to ask you guys. So I have like another less than a week, I guess, to go on this poll and see where I end up, where I'm going to end up giving my business to. But I had a lot of people that were really cool in their comments and giving me their explanations, giving me their own take on stuff, giving me their own experiences and things. And that's what I really liked about this poll and the video that I put out on it, because I thought it was very interesting. But let's say the Strata, because they say Citi is difficult to get. And I've been with Citibank as an account for almost 40 years. I would have thought they should have just given me a Strata by now, but and there's no pre-authorization, I don't think, with them. I try to check online and I don't think there is one. So what would you do? Let's say Citi says to me, no, Joe, nice guy. I love your extra wallet that blends in with your wall. Plus, guys, don't forget, as I continue to work and hustle, don't forget the beautiful Ekster pouch for your laptop, for your iPad. Beautiful premium leather, guys. It has the pockets in here. It even gives you the what to do in the back. Like, it's just amazing. don't forget to check out Ekster for Father's Day, guys. All of you out there that want to get gifts, do yourself a favor, use Ekster. And I'll go into the line card in a little bit. But which card would you pick? The autograph or the journey?
I'll let Michael go first.
Yeah, it's actually so I actually was talking to another family member, and she's actually been the credit card, like she's had credit cards for her whole life, but she's kind of like restarting, kind of like rebooting. And I asked her today, like, hey, like, what do you spend your stuff on? Blah blah blah. What do you do? Do you travel? Blah blah blah. And I think it's basically similar to Joe's situation, but I think being a little bit more of a novice, I think I would choose the autograph card.
Okay.
I think it's just, especially for someone newer, I guess, maybe not for you, Joe, but just because it has a $0 fee, 3X hits a lot of just really good categories. I mean, it's just ridiculous. And then transfer partners, which could go a long way in a year or two whenever you start to, when you include in your points. And I think with Wells Fargo and their transfer, it will come eventually. As Matt mentioned here, it's just going to get better with the lineup. So, like, you just, like I said, unless you're going to use the Wells Fargo points like immediately, you may, but you're probably not. Give it a year, see where it's at, and then go with it. With $0 fee, it's just so hard right now, especially if you're new and you don't want to take a lot of risk to, not take a chance, so.
Well, I'm going to be honest with you. And then, John, I'm going to ask you your opinion. I've been wanting the autograph. Before I went to Wells back in February to the bank, I wanted that card, but they didn't even have transfer partners back then. Mm-hmm. Because the multipliers are great, So I'm hoping if they even add in a few, even the Hyatt, right, to match up the bill, throw in the Hyatt, then it's a no-brainer for me because I could pull points from Chase that I have and from this card if I get it, and then just throw it all into Hyatt and call it a day. It's a slam dunk. But I was just wondering which one. John, what do you think? Which way should I go?
I agree with Michael. Actually, I think the autograph. I mean, the journey's a great card too, but I think you should go with the autograph because the autograph card is so strong for being not a no annual fee card.
Okay, because right now I have Juan has been going back and forth with me the last couple of days. He's not sponsored, but he wants the autograph. Okay. Juan Amex, God, I love you. And so, I have here, Sunny, American Airlines is that card is most underrated card if you don't have hotel loyalty. Sunny, welcome. And I'm going to get to that question because I have my airline guys here, basically, the guys that love to fly and go all over the place. Sunny, thank you for being here. But I had a quick question that I, by mistake, skipped over, and that was from
Hey, Joe.
E. What is a memorable experience you've had with a credit card issuer or bank?
I can answer that one.
Go ahead.
I mean, I've had several positive experiences with Amex, but with that, and of course, everybody knows I'm an Amex fanboy. But I will say the most memorable experience I've had so far was through Chase. And what happened is, if you don't mind me, I'll tell a quick story, but I got when I decided I wanted to start traveling more and get into the game, my first card geared toward that was the Sapphire Preferred, which I still hold. And I was already looking at going to Iceland. And so to meet the sub on the card I had already planned, I was booking my flight. I was booking my entire trip on the Sapphire Preferred to hit the sub. It was already planned out. So real quick, I was having issues finding the flight with Delta going to Iceland that I could see on Delta's website. I couldn't see it in the portal. So I called Chase's line number. The really nice lady that answered, she got me over to the Sapphire people, and another nice lady answered the phone, and I told her what my issue was. And she ended up spending 45 minutes on the phone with me she had trouble finding the flight. Also, she was able to finally find it. She found it, and she took all that time to find the flight and double checked everything, double checked the hotel, everything. And she is just like, bam, 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 bam. John, I got you taken care of. Here's all your confirmation numbers. Is there anything else you need from me? I mean,
That's
just
awesome.
superb service. I mean, just phenomenal. So
That's awesome.
That's been my best experience so far.
Cool. Michael?
Sounds like this question can be I guess viewed as positive or negative. I don't really have anything super positive, I guess, at least for this particular question, but at least for like semi-negative, like we've had 2 experiences where we don't get that match for the sign-up bonus. I had one last year for the Surpass. Like I literally got mine, like, I think within a month after that stinking free night award, which I'm still pissed off to this day. I got the 150K last year, and then like freaking a week or 2 later, 130 with the FNC. I called them up, no mas. I was like, really? And then I think P2 got the Sapphire preferred last year, same crappy situation. I think it was like literally 29 or 30 days. Was it before the new sign-up offer increase? Still no mas. So like, I don't like those. It's like you said, John said, like sometimes the negative ones kind of stick out, at least from like the positive part, like nothing crazy positive. Like Chase has been fine with the whole pooling of points. It's probably my most, I guess, memorable experience that's positive, because I know they've changed it in the last year or 2 where it used to do in the app. Now you got to call them, which is kind of a hassle. But from that standpoint, like I would say, yeah, that sadly for me, the negative part sticks out a little bit more, just because it's like, just either I have to somehow know when the credit card gods are giving a new credit card bonus or sign-up bonus or sticking FNCs, but apparently when it happens, it's just really bad timing. And then when it comes to that match, I know DPs matter, but from my experience, it just doesn't work out. So unfortunately, it's a little bit negative.
No, and I get that. And before I'm going to give you my little story here, just for those that want to apply for the Strata, and I did this in the video actually that I put up last couple of days ago. If you are a Citi customer and you go and apply for the Strata Premier in the app or online, they're giving an additional 5,000 miles or points to apply for the same spend. So I was surprised when I looked and it said, if you apply for this elsewhere, you may not be eligible for that bonus of additional so it's $50. But again, like I said, $50 in my pocket is better than in Citibank's pocket, right? But so just check that out if you want to do that. No, I don't have a referral link below for that. But I'll tell you my story. My story is actually pretty cute. So, and it's loving and all that, you know, namaste. So back in 1999, when half of you were probably still in elementary school or grammar school, I was getting married that summer. And I worked in the school system in New York. June 30th, you got 5 checks, paper checks, that you had to wait to cash when the time hit. You couldn't cash them before. You had to wait for the date on the check, right? So 5 paper checks. We got married July 25th, 1999. So being that I was already coming up on the 22nd or 23rd, we had to still pay off some, you know, things, details and stuff for the wedding. So I go to the Citibank in the Bronx and I have my paper check. And I said, I won't be here to cash this check. I'm going away. I have to pay for these things and whatever. And they looked at my history. And back then I had started with Citibank in 1984 when I got a student loan with them. They actually did me a super solid and cleared that check for me way ahead without, you know, making it official, but let me get access to the money prior. And so that when I was away, you know, back in 99, believe it or not, people are going to find it shocking. You didn't see instant updates on your phone, on apps. You didn't get any of that. That didn't exist. The best thing they had back then was being able to call, you know, the 800 number and press the buttons to get information. So Citibank, when they saw how desperate I was, came through like a champ for me for that one. And honestly, when you work in the school system because there's different unions and their credit unions and all sorts of stuff, I stayed with Citi literally because of that, because they showed me there that they actually, you know, gave a damn that I was going to be in this really stressful situation. I was going to be away on a honeymoon. I wasn't going to be able to cash that check. I wanted to make sure checks that I had, because everybody mailed checks back then, weren't going to bounce. So that's my story. So Citi, yeah, I had a great experience with them. That's kind of why I stayed with them. But now we have Sunny, who mentions the American Airlines $10 10 times per dollar in hotels, 15 miles on top of that. Any of you guys have the American Airlines card?
No, I don't.
I have the Citi AA Vantage business card. I also have the Barclays card too. So the Barclays card right now is probably one of those easy sub cards you can have. I mean, unless you're flying AA, there's probably not a lot of value to it, but it's a super easy bonus to hit. I mean,
so the Barclays version of it.
Yeah, the Barclays AA card. It's $5 and an annual fee, so like $105 basically to get that 50 to 70,000 ish sign up bonus whenever it is elevated. So it's a great deal, but it may not be worth it if you don't. If you fly AA, there's value to it. You know, with the you get 25% off. You know, in-flight purchases, and then just a status boost like that. And then I also have the Citi AA Advantage Business, similar to the Barclays. Unless you're a huge AA fan, but like I said, I have my opinion, and I think it's generally with JP now too. I value a lot of the One World, aka American Airlines points a lot higher, just because of, as everyone knows, going on right now with AA leaving Bilt and now being exclusively just on AA cards and AA shopping. Like, it's becoming more valuable, and they haven't had like a devaluation in a while, I guess. Please don't quote me right now.
No, but I appreciate that.
No quote me now. I really hope, but you haven't had one in quite a while, and some of the deals they have on flights, whether it's domestic or international, are just ridiculous. So I have both of them. AA miles are really good and valuable, and so I would say you should get them if you fly AA. It's a great deal. You get kind of a double dip. You get AA value and the points, but otherwise, if you don't, then no, I don't think it's.
Thank you. Important. Scott wants to know, would any of you be interested in the Chase Avios airline cards with Alaska Airlines and AA being in One World as well?
Chase Avios, I think he's referring to the Aer Lingus, the British Airways, and the Iberia. I like all of them. I like them because some of them are One World, some of them have Avios. But just knowing the cards are kind of standard, like 3x multipliers, I think it's the same way with the airline cards. Unless you're flying them all, I think the sign-up bonus is pretty good. There was like 85 for 5 and 3, I believe.
I mean, I would be interested in them for the sub, but beyond that, I mean, probably not.
And so are you driven sometimes, now that you mention that, by subs, even if you don't use the product as much?
Yeah. I mean, I think the next question, was it Hawaiian and what was the other card?
It was AA, I believe you said, in Alaska and
Alaska. Yeah, like
right.
I've been talking to a lot of people like Alaska and Hawaiian with their merger and their points. Like I could see myself getting for the sub too. They're just such good. They're similar to AA. They're very good points to have. You can find a lot of sweet spots, and I literally use Alaska miles for one of my flights. So I think those cards and finding value with the sub is great too. And if you can find it using those airlines as well, or I guess like that, then I think I'm highly considering it, to be honest, because I like those miles.
Sonny is saying he just booked a hotel for $1,100, got 15,000 AA miles for booking plus 10 times on the $1,100 spend for 26,000 AA miles on $1,100 spend. He says you can usually get 3 to 4 cents per point with AA awards. 2 cents per point is minimum for me. That's awesome. I mean, again, the value you're going to get is going to be really dependent on how you book, how you go about it, and what value you put on it, I guess, right? But Sonny, thank you. Guys, before we go to the next question, do me a favor, hit that like and subscribe. Check out Michael's channel. Check out John's channel. Do me a favor, John, if you don't mind, can you put them up again in the comments for everybody just to be able to see them and click them? I appreciate that.
Oh.
Now, let me ask you guys this before we continue. If you had a bunch of, if you had to get rid of one card that you currently have, which would it be?
Is that a card in your lineup or just a
in your lineup? Like if you
say sock doors, that's easy.
No, but like one of your go-to cards, but you had to get rid of it, either to make room for another one or because the annual fees were too high, whatever. What would it be and why?
Well, my lineup doesn't have as much annual fees as a lot of people. I've been kind of just getting a lot of cards, you kind of earn and burn, and then you decide after year one, a lot of business cards. I think everyone's kind of going a lot of business route. I think we can all agree. Keep them after year one, maybe not. But I mean, I've been kind of going to like a little bit of hybrid setup, and I know people are going to say something about this, but I think if I had to choose right now, especially with my recent experience in Japan, like I'd probably cut the Discover It. I know it's a good card. I cut it. I don't know, maybe because they didn't accept it in Japan, and I'm pretty pissed.
Oh, but I said that. When I went away, they said discover your way back home because no one took it, bro.
Dude, I'm finding out, like, I'm actually here. Like, I'm looking at like the payments, and even Paris, where it says payments were accepted. I'm like, damn it, there's no Discover. Like, but they're giving Amex. Come on, like. And so it's like, nothing against Amex, but like, yeah, Amex right now is heavily getting advertised a lot internationally, heavily, whether they accept it or not. But like, this Discover It card, like it's a $0 annual fee card, 5% cash back. It's rotating stuff, and I'm like,
useless.
I mean, yeah, right now, at top of my mind, based on what I have, I would probably cut that. Even though I like the flexibility of cash back and with the combo with your credit card travel points, but if you tell me right now, I'd cut that right now, even though it's $0 annual fee, just because.
Okay, fair enough, John. And it could be one that you planned.
I would say probably if I was going to cut one, it'd be. So I hold 2 First National Bank of Omaha Visa cards. One's a 1% card and one's a 2% card. I'd probably drop the 1% card.
That's actually a thing. 1%, like that's their marketing.
So I had that card a long time ago. It was like probably my second credit card I think I got, and it was like 1%. I bank at First National Bank of Omaha, so it was, and I was just rebuilding my credit and whatnot. So I'm like, yeah, why not? So I got the card, and then a little while down the road, they introduced their 2% flat cashback card. So that's why I've got both of them. So if I was gonna cancel one out of all the cards I have, and I have like 20, I think that would probably be the card.
Okay. So for me, and it's just, I've said this for months. It's the business gold. It's going bye-bye in July. I can't justify it. I don't use it. And I got it when it was $295, and now it's $375. I'm not paying that. I have almost $2,500 in annual fees, and that one doesn't get me anything out of it. It makes no sense for me. So that one's going bye-bye. But that's an easy call because I already kind of planned that. But I have Caesar saying he would cut the CSR. We already knew that. Sonny says Chase Sapphire preferred. Bye-bye. I figured that. Tariq, welcome. And Tariq he said he was late to the party. Tariq, I'm going to give you pow for that. Now he is Mr. Flex Gains. That's his new name. Flex Gains is in the house. Now I need your guys' help here. I want everybody to focus. And John, you know this person well. My niece, Victoria, just joined the live. Mama, how are you, baby girl? So I had mentioned, I think it was a couple of lives ago, somebody mentioned a card that was good to purchase appliances and furniture for your home. What? Does anybody remember that? It took place in the chat. Or do you guys recommend any credit cards or cards that are good to purchase appliances and furniture for your home?
Maybe I don't know. I was going to say Lowe's credit card, maybe, or maybe if you happen to have the I'm drawing a blank for a second. Sorry, Cash Plus, US Bank Cash Plus, maybe.
Really? Okay.
I think, yeah.
Because they give you more, I guess, multipliers on home improvement places and things like that?
Yes.
Okay.
I've not used that category yet on that card, but yeah.
Because like I have the Lowe's credit card I got a few years ago before I started doing this, and it was to buy a a snowblower that I've literally used twice because we don't get snow like that anymore. So I don't even use a Lowe's card, but I don't cut it because there's no annual fee, and why not?
But what else?
Victoria, Victoria, we'll find out. So what was the name of the bank again, John? What was the name of the card?
The U.S. Bank Cash Plus.
U.S.
Visa?
Bank Cash Plus, Vicky. And U.S. Bank, there's an office near here, but it's not a physical bank, but I'm planning on visiting that place.
But also, too, I also hold the Bank of America customized cash. I think you can also get 3% if you choose that category, I believe.
Really?
If memory serves me correctly, I could be wrong, but
no, but that's cool. Thank you, puppy. Victoria,
I'm looking at
Bank of America, customized cash?
Yes.
Okay.
Oh, yeah, somebody else put it in the chat, too. Yeah.
Okay. Call me Lonnie. Amex is hit or miss depending on spending trends. John, do you plan to get more Delta cards to chase status, or are you set with the Delta Platinum?
I mean, I would either have to go with the reserve or the business platinum, the Delta Business Platinum. I don't know. Like, I don't have status now, obviously, because I have just the Delta Platinum and Delta Gold. But I've thought about it. I've kicked it around a little bit. I'm undecided.
You know what's funny, John? I saw Anthony's video that he did with Calby, and they were talking about dropping the Platinum card and using the Delta Reserve as their go-to card because of, I guess there was some overlap. You're still able to get into lounges and stuff like that. But the fee is still less than the $6.95, if I'm not mistaken, right?
Yes.
I mean, that's a powerful card where I think, and I've run into a wall with this, is how many $500 cards can you carry? I mean, Stan was talking about this on his channel. Stan is over $4,000.
Well, here's the thing, too, is holding just the reserve doesn't get you status either. So
no, but I mean, getting into lounges, that kind of...
Oh, yeah. Well, but so you would get into Centurions and Sky Clubs if you're flying Delta. I mean, if you're flying Delta, you would get into Sky Clubs. You'd always be able to get into Centurions, I think, with the Delta card. I mean, that is an option. If I was going to, I mean, in my head, I'm very much a Delta fan and Delta loyalist, but logically, I'm sort of a free agent when it comes to lounge access. That's why I really want to put the Amex Platinum card to the test this year with all my traveling I have coming up for the rest of the year, like visiting different lounges, just getting the whole experience of like, okay, what is it like to have access to not just Centurions and not just Sky Clubs? What if I'm in an airport where they have a Sky Club, they have a Centurion, but they also have a party pass or an escape lounge, and say this, I can't get into Centurion or Sky Club. Then there's a third option possibly if need be.
Yeah, like that happened to me in Orlando with the Plaza Premium Lounge. Was actually beautiful in Orlando.
Like, chances are it wouldn't happen, but you're a living data point with having that issue in Orlando. So it's kind of like, I just kind of want to live with it for a while just to see, what kind of benefit is there. But I don't know, maybe down the road, maybe I could end up getting the reserve or the business platinum, business Delta Platinum.
Okay.
Interesting, John, too. Not sure if we're getting ahead of ourselves, but knowing that you're also a Delta and Amex, you've got all that love. There's a rumor about that Amex Gold Card increase, and I think I've talked about this on sidebars. What is your feeling on this, rumored increased annual fee? And I think we asked, like, what would it take you from possibly getting away from your Amex Gold because it's annual fee increase and possible, we're going to guess credit, stuff like that. Like, where do you feel like your tipping point right now? I know you have it, and Amex, for the love of God, won't give me one, so I'm okay with not being in the situation right now. But how do you feel? I know Joe, we know what Joe did with his, so Joe doesn't have to worry about it either as well.
Michael, I'm not rubbing this in. I'm just showing people because with my channel, I always like to show the card to prove to my viewers that, hey, I have this card, I have the experience with it. So that's why I was showing it.
Here's my gold.
I got the business gold. I mean, I got a gold card too. I just don't have the.
Is your gold as pretty as mine? No. Right? Hold on. And then for CJ,
mine's
look at my wife's beautiful rose gold.
What's up, Chad?
Chad is in the house. Chad is in Boston. He's in Beantown. Welcome, Chad. To
answer your question, Michael, so my use case for the gold is pretty specific, right? It's, I don't know if everybody who watches my videos already knows this, so I know I'm repeating myself, but like where I shop at for groceries, which is Walmart grocery stores. It's not a Walmart. It's an actual real grocery store with Walmart's name on it. Only Amex gets me more than 1X when shopping there. No City card gets me anything more than 1 other than the double cash. No Chase card gets me anything more than 1 except for the Freedom Flex, but their grocery categories doesn't matter. I've been blatantly told by City CSR and by Chase CSR that yes, we know it's a grocery store. Yes, its MCC code is a grocery store. Yes, we know that. But because it has Walmart in the name, we will never give you more than 1X. So I said, okay, thanks for your honesty. I appreciate it. At least they admitted it, so, but Amex is like, I go there, shop for my groceries, 4X. So I would have to basically go someplace else, shop at another store for groceries, pay more for my grocery bills because the Walmart neighborhood markets are, I'd say on average, about 15% cheaper than the traditional grocery stores. I would have to go and pay more groceries to get points from Chase and City. I'm just like, I'm not doing that. That's dumb. So to answer your question, Michael, I think the tipping point would be if for some reason, like grocery, like the category on the gold went away, or if something happened with Amex and Walmart where I no longer was getting 4X for whatever reason at those grocery stores, I think then that would be the tipping point, because I can get plenty of value. And again, we're assuming that nothing changes, right? The credits as they are now stay the same, just the annual fee goes up. I can still use the credits easily. I've already said that earlier with Uber and with the dining credit, but I can find enough value with the Amex offers too, where it offsets everything. So, but
you think if they raise it to 350, let's say, right, or 325, yep. I don't know. At some point, where is the real value going to come? Because you're still, and I'm not just saying this about the gold. I'm saying this in general about any cards out there. It's become a joke. That's why when you get a refreshing card, like even though people crapped on the Strata Premier, but look at the multipliers, right? Look at the autograph for no money. Look at the so it's just things like that you really can find value. I mean, look at Juan is saying what you just said before, John, about the Bank of America customized cash. He went this weekend for Mattress Firm and got 3% back, which is great. Josh is chiming in too, saying that it's 3%. Bobby Yakuzo 3 years ago got the Lowe's card to buy a snowblower. Yep, Bobby, I should put mine on Facebook Marketplace because I swear to God, it's brand new. I got the Arians orange one, beautiful.
Hasn't snowed since.
No. Victoria says thank you guys, and thank you for looking out for my girl. She's the only girl in the family, a bunch of boys, and Vicky could kick all their asses. Let's just be real about that. And Victoria she loves this community. I can't wait to have her on one day because she's 23 and she's a boss at 23. That's my girl. She is just fire. So thank you guys for helping her out. I told her she'd get the answer today. Oh, Josh is offering guests into Capital One Lounge. Josh, where's my freaking invitation, Josh? Look at this. Kiki, welcome, Victoria. Glad we could help you. Key, you would love Victoria, Key. Key, she would be right up your alley. What you're doing, Kiki, and I'm going to tell Victoria, look at Kiki's channel. She could relate because that is her. My niece is so badass. She was the only one that decided to go to learn how to become a beautician in Switzerland by herself, traveled alone from my cousin's house to the place and back. And she was 19. So I give it to her. So we're super proud of her. Yep, that's our girl. Xavier says he earns a ton of points with the gold, hoping the refresh doesn't kill it. Oh, well, you know how that is, you know. Yo, that cut-up card is a weapon, Juan. You're right, bro. I could slice the dice with this one. Filmo has still one card going. Cesar welcoming Chad here. Everybody's saying the same thing. The gold is going to be the one that's going to get the increase. You'll get me into Capital One Lounge. Thank you, Xavier. I love you, Papi. I love you. Josh, you still have time, Josh, to fix this, Josh. All right? So.
That's the thing.
And Dr. Vinny, I got a couple of invitations, but look at how funny life is. Look at this, guys. We're going to go in order because now Josh felt guilty and says, I didn't want to subject you to Capital One. Everyone is invited. Josh, you are the man. Oh, my God. As a matter of fact, my niece, I swear I could show you the text. She's like, yesterday we're going back and forth about different cards for different situations. And she says, what about Capital One? And I just started like twitching. I was like, I can't get myself to do this. I can't. I can't. But, you know, wait, Juan, you bought a snowblower for your stays in Florida. You know what, Juan? That's what my wife said, true. I'm not going to say anything, Juan. You're right. You're right. Oh, man, look at that. Yo, we're going to chill with Josh and his player, too. That works. That works. But, you know, look, guys, so the one card that we ditched, we already said. Is there a price point that's off limits for you? Right now, there's a bunch of us here that are paying $695 for American Express Platinum. We all know that. Or at least $550 for the Chase Sapphire Reserve, or almost $400 for the Capital One Venture X, right? We all know that. What is the cutoff for you?
I'll let Michael answer first.
I've actually had the CSR back in the day. I think it was around 500. So I can definitely, in the past, I paid what, $550 for that card, and now I have the Venture X, which is $395. So I can't say 500 because I've already been paying for it. So I'll stick right at the Amex. I think I'll say 700. I mean, it's just crazy. Like, I mean, it's like, I think the thing with these annual fees is that the annual fees only have value unless people are willing to pay for it. Kind of like, I guess, in just general economics, right? Like with the price of a product, right? Like if it's X amount, if people are going to want to pay for it, they're going to keep it at that price or just keep jacking it up. So for me, if, as Joe's mentioned with this question, you got to have a breaking point. If you don't, you're just going to keep riding it until the sun sets, you know? So 700
for you?
700, yeah. I mean, because you have to start thinking about other things. Like the fact is, effective annual fee or not, you're still paying at the end of the day. And
100%. I hate that thing of effective annual fee. It's BS. You're still paying for it first. If you don't use something or you forget, then guess what? They're not going to say, oh, by the way, guys, we're sorry. We're going to give you back your effective annual fee. No, you still pay for it. Let's just call it that. What do you think, John?
Well, obviously, out of all the cards I have, the MX Platinum is the most expensive at $695. But I hate to put a number on it because I think it depends on how much value you're getting at the price point it sits at whatever point in time. But I would say that, I mean, you know, I paid $695 back in October of last year, and I'll be paying it again in October of this year. But if it was approaching the $1,000 mark, I mean, that's a lot of money.
That's what
And
Sonny's asking.
that's
Yeah,
a
I think
ton of money.
that's the line, right?
And
Yeah.
it would have to be, and I mean, I would have to be getting a lot of value with it being that high.
$1,000. That card would have to make my toes curl. Like I'm just gonna have to. It would just, I'd just be like beaming. Like they'd have to do like spectacular things to me to pay the $1,000.
Coffee is made every morning, you buy it, and breakfast is made. And
exactly. You know what? Look, I'll give you the example, guys. So I told you I spent over 2,000 something on cards. This is the lineup right now, and even though I'm ditching one in July. The platinum, $695. The business platinum, I'm gonna leave it at the the $275 that I paid for. $150 for the green, $125 for Marriott Bonvoy, $150 for the Surpass. So Amex takes up 60%, 70%. I have 8 cards with Chase, and I paid $95 for the preferred and $95 for the ink preferred. That's it, right? And so my thing is, you don't have to pay the $1,000 to get the value, right? I mean, I like the perks, and like I've said, I right now with Amex having and I was going to bring this up to you guys, their 40th anniversary that's in effect right now with if you have the platinum card, if you want to do the FHR, the Fine Hotels and Resorts, they're going to give you the third night for free. But you still got to spend $1,000 in the first couple of nights because those rooms aren't cheap. And I know they let you stay late, and I know they give you breakfast, but you also got to eat there. You also got to do this other stuff. And, it's not free. People have this thing that is free. And I think Chad is also one of the ones that says it all the time. No, it's not free. You pay for it somehow or another. So I draw the line at 1,000. Sonny, I draw the line. Guys, do me a favor, hit that like and subscribe before I forget. Check out Michael's channel. Check out John's channel. Check out everybody's channel who's in the chat. Key, we want Key to get to the 1,000 mark. We need people to really step it up. We need people to we love you guys. You guys are so supportive. Just click, subscribe for them. Please, I appreciate it. Hit the like and subscribe here so it gets out to everybody else. But look at what we have here. Jacob from Jacob's Points and Profit. Hello from Kenya. We're talking global here, guys. We got Kansas, which is almost like being in Kenya for me because that's how far it is from me. And we got Michael in Paris. I'm in the Hackensack, and Jacob is in Kenya. Yo, that's some real good Wi-Fi in Kenya, Jacob. I'm telling you. Thank you for being here, Jacob. That is freaking awesome. And that's what I love about this. You guys are all over the place. I don't even know what time it is in Kenya, but right now Michael's ready to go to sleep for real, because it's like what, 3 a.m. there now?
Approaching 2:30 actually.
2:30. So we'll cut this close. We'll cut this off so you can go night because we know you got a long day ahead. But Sonny says he's going to create a new card. You can have your niece get the Capital One cards and make you authorize use. That's not nice because I know she would get. I know. Here's the thing, and it's a secret, guys. Don't let Victoria hear this. I know she can get the Capital One Venture X. I know it, but it just turns my stomach. That's all. It's a personal thing with me. So, but yo, Dr. Vinny wants to know if that was a Mario laugh. Yes. Wait, who's here? I can't justify the Amex Platy. The limit is 400. Okay, but that's a cool card. The USB, that's a great card. I get it. All right, a flight to Ethiopia. That's what he took there. Josh is mentioning. This guy here is my boy. I was mentioning him earlier, Carlos Rodriguez, that the Hilton Surpass was sent to him. Carlos, papa, how are you, papi? Thank you for being here. Chad Money Minutes in the house. Chad, Kenya, yo, bro. That's what's up. We got to make a creators meetup somewhere in Kenya. Well, I would love it. That would just, forget it. Now, QC Man 2000 for the plat. If you're taking advantage of hotel and car statuses and lounges, it's still worth it. And here's the thing. That's what I've been taking advantage of. As you guys have seen in the other videos I've done, I pay for a Mazda 3 and I get a Volvo or I get a Mercedes-Benz for the same price. I can't complain. and their insurance has been spot on. And then actually in the Discord today, Keith was mentioning he had an issue with CSR, with the insurance, and it's because, Alliance is their insurance that backs up their car rentals, and they're not the greatest. They're a pain in the neck. So,
yeah, I think QC man, he makes a good point. Like, if you travel once a year and you're traveling like domestically, then why do you have the platinum card?
Yep.
I mean, that's ridiculous in my mind. But,
get the green for $150. Yep. You still could touch a lounge, right? May not be a Centurion. You get clear. You're still going through clear, and you get better multipliers.
I'm flying 5 times this year, maybe 6 times this year. It's all on Delta. So I'm flying through Delta hubs. So it's going to be Sky Clubs. It's going to be Centurion lounges. I mean, so it's going to be a lot of use of that cool, card.
We're so happy for you, John. We really are happy for you. You are the king of Iceland. You do realize that, right?
Well, in coming back from Iceland, I'm flying on Iceland Air in their premium select version of their seat on that plane. So I'll be able to tell you all and show you all about the Iceland Air lounge.
Don't get caught like Michael. Remember, you got to do the obnoxious wepa, look, guys, and smile and make it joking so that they don't tell you to put your phone away. All right.
I think Iceland Air probably doesn't care, but
Jacob flew Ethiopia. He says Ethiopian flight was one of the best business class flights he's been on, and he's at the Hilton Garden Inn. That just shows you, you can't. What we consider something here is so different when you're out of the States or somewhere else. Like it's just a whole other vibe and a whole other experience. Jacob, thank you for telling us that. That's awesome because, people think of a Hilton Garden Inn as like where you're going to stop on I-95 and pull over for the night, a hit and run, whatever. But
and how many? And every property is different too, right? Like when I went to go meet Chad up in Kearney, Nebraska, back at the end of February. I had made a reservation at Hampton in there, it being a Hilton property. So, and I've heard different things about Hampton Inn properties. I had never stayed at one before. I heard different things about them, some positive, some negative. That Hampton Inn in the middle of nowhere in Nebraska was like, it was nice. It was really nice. And honestly, out of any hotel I've ever been in my entire life, that bed was the most comfortable bed I've ever slept in a hotel. And the front desk people were great. Their breakfast layout was amazing. It was an awesome experience. I was really impressed by that property. So I think it just depends on where you're at. Like I said, I think every chain has its gems and has its stinkers, for lack of a better term.
You're being nice. Yes. Jacob said his first flight was canceled, so it messed up the schedule. But it took him 4 flights. Oh, for the love of God, to get there. Oof. God bless you. God bless you. Guys, don't forget to hit that like and subscribe. I'm going to ask you, Michael, worst flight other than the one you mentioned earlier. Well, was that your worst?
No, yeah, it definitely is the worst, unfortunately. And I mean, I'm not gonna lie, I didn't have like supremely high hopes for KLM, to be honest. Like I was kind of like somewhat optimistic, and I will say, like I said, I think there's a huge deal when you take a midnight flight out of an airport, a midnight flight to another country. You're gonna have limited service, but like it was just a really terrible outing. Like I didn't even get dinner. I'm just gonna say I didn't even get dinner. So I'll just say like I didn't even get dinner. And this is a 14-hour flight. 14-hour flight.
That's so odd, man.
On a lie flat seat, 14-hour flight. I didn't get dinner, and I even asked for dinner, and then I didn't get one. So it's even worse. It's not like I didn't ask for it. I asked for it. I didn't get one, and like you snooze, you lose. I'm like, well.
Well, Michael, I know it's a shorter flight, but when I went to Iceland last year and flying from Detroit to Keflavik, like a 6-hour flight, and the flight left about 9 p.m. and landed about 6 a.m. the next day, and there was service all night. Like and I was in premium select, so I was at the front of the plane, and I mean they were fantastic all night long. Like didn't miss a beat.
It gets worse, John, too, because I had to connect a flight from there to Paris, and the luggage came in too late. I actually missed the flight. I had to get on the next one, so it was just a lot of chaos. Like I literally had to get to the French Open. I think halfway through the schedule, it was just utter chaos, and then it was even. Oh my gosh, it got worse. So they tried to pull. So let me take us back here. So when I flew to Japan originally, so I think I've told some people this. But so we flew, like I said, upper class, right? And when we went to Japan, ANA forgot P2's luggage. So we were in Japan, so we did the whole air tag thing, right? So I'm in Japan, oh, let me get my phone out here, right? Let me see where my luggage. Oh, it's here. It's in Haneda. Okay, yes, we're good. I'm okay. So P2, let's see how you're doing. And she goes, oh, Chicago. Last update is in Chicago. Blah blah blah. I'm like, that can't be right. So we wait for the belt to come, and we found out it didn't come. I'm like, seriously? Nothing against business, first class, or economy, but you would think they would forget maybe an economy person, the 200 of them or whatever. But the few business and first class, they wouldn't. We even got the special tags, the gold tags and everything. We see it on the belt, and they're like, yeah, we just didn't get it on the plane. I'm like, just unbelievable. And this is ANA. And this
Did they give you anything for it? Did they give you?
Yeah, so we wheeled and deal. I read Reddit stuff, and we got about $70 worth of compensation. And the crazy thing was that they literally gave us cash on the spot. It was kind of weird. She literally pulled an envelope. It was here's your Japanese, your Japanese general.
Petty cash.
I was
petty cash.
I was crazy. Everyone's I think people will say that when you get that kind of compensation, they usually give a voucher or whatever. They literally just gave us cash. I was like, okay, take this. I was like, all right then. So
I can't believe it. That's hilarious.
But yeah, they did send it on the next corresponding flight. I mean, we could have went crazy on it. We could have said, oh, she doesn't have clothes and stuff. Give us all the money you have. Let's just drain them out. But no, we were being reasonable. She had clothes, but still, that segue into KLM. Like I said, it was bad. So when I was saying that's because when ANA helped us out, right? They literally shipped it on the next flight. They literally, because Japan is known for the shipping services, they took her luggage and they shipped it to our hotel. Within X amount of time. Immediately after the flight, they sent it over. I think by 5 hours after it landed, they were already knocking on the door. Hey, do you want your luggage? And they did it all for free. And that's what they're known for. So the thing is, when KLM, when I basically missed my connecting flight, this lady was like, oh, so what we can do is you can still make this flight, but then we'll take your luggage and then we'll ship it. We'll take it on the next flight and ship it to you, and we'll ship it to your hotel. So I'm like, wow, that's pretty cool. You just have to fill out a form and whatnot. So I literally go there, and she goes, oh, we don't do that. I was like, what? I was like, so now I missed my flight, and you can't ship my luggage, and you lied? So it's part of the whole experience. It was just terrible. And I was in Amsterdam, so that's KLM's hub, Schiphol Airport. They're everywhere. They're everywhere in Terminal 2. They're just all over the place. And it was from just start to finish. Oh yeah, and then even from the beginning, when you fly business class, there's a separate line. I know I'm gonna get nitpicky, but there's a separate line for business class, first class, and economy. When we initially boarded, everyone was going a free-for-all. And it wasn't until the line got to wrapped around the airport, they're like, oh, we better start opening that priority line for the priority people. And I'm like, seriously? So you let people from economy get in there for 20 minutes before me? So the whole process was just terrible from the start. The boarding, the plane, the post-boarding. There's nothing that can top it. I mean, like I said, if this is my consolation, then
it's a nice little house, though. Think about it. Let's be grateful for the little things. Look, even Josh is saying here, 14 hours. It's inexcusable, but Ethiopian Airlines economy treated him better. so there you go. We have Kristen Staley here. Kristen, thank you for being here. Got the Saver one, and now 6 months later, pre-approval isn't looking good. Not sure why I got it. What? Really? I guess Capital One, right? No comment. Everybody, they think I'm just a hater, but Josh is saying the service is good on Ethiopian Airlines. John's channel, please, guys. John's channel is there. Michael's channel's here. And we need you guys to really do me a favor. We got to make sure John is over well into the 200s at this point. Okay. And Michael, if I'm not mistaken, you're banging on the door of 1,500 or more?
Yeah, right at 1430, I think. So yeah,
Okay.
getting close to there. So
we're gonna get there. We're gonna get there, guys.
But yeah, Josh, good example. I did fly to 787 and I was a bit squeamish. Like I got the 121. So I do agree with Josh there about the 787s. Just be careful. They're not the most luxurious planes, but yeah, you could get a hit or miss. And that's what I got. I got a big miss, whether it's Ethiopian or general. I think 787 Dreamliners can be a bit, unpredictable, I would say, if you're flying over international.
So we have a question here from Christian Staley. Got the Sabre 1 as my first card, trying the points game 6 months ago. Venture X pre-approval. Isn't looking good with 750 credit score. Do I abandon ship and try the U.S. Bank Reserve? I don't have the U.S. Bank Reserve. Do you guys have it?
I do not. No.
Michael?
I do not too, but I would love to have one in the near future.
Now that's from somebody mentioned it in the chat earlier. That's the one that I believe it's okay. Maybe Jock could help us here. That's the one that's $400 is it a year? And they're a little bit, they're not easy to get, is my understanding. They take a lot, they're very inquiry sensitive. That's why I haven't even bothered to apply for it, because I have to let things fall off, because it's just, when you look at it, that's the only thing that's killing me. But Josh is saying it's the best card. So Peter's saying here $400 a year. Okay. So for those of you guys that have it, $400. Okay, that's right. Thank you, Josh. I remember now. I think I saw Stan talking about this in his video the other day.
Yep.
They give you like the easiest $325 in credit for dining and whatever. They just take it off and add it to your statement credit. So you're looking at basically $75, if I'm not mistaken, if that's the card. So yep. Tariq is saying, Mr. Flex. But you know what, Tariq? I'm sorry. You can't get a U.S. bar. You can only be tied to Chase for the rest of your life. All right? Tariq, so just don't dream about the U.S. bar.
Tariq, just get another flex like me. I got 2 flexes. Just get 2 flexes. Get 2 flexes.
So Michael just flexed on you. Flex game. just saying. All right.
I think not having U.S. bar. I think everyone says U.S. bar is a good hybrid setup card and also a good end game setup card too, just because of what it has currently. Will it change in the future? I don't know, but currently right now it's a good hybrid setup and end game setup. That's why, like, if you start getting that banking relationship sometime in the future, it could work out. That's what I've heard from a lot of people who have the card. Very strong right now.
So Josh said he got approved 2 over 12, 0 over 6. That works. And then the real-time awards, 1.5 cents per point, no portal. Really? That's awesome. Okay, and look at this. So he did a video. Check out Josh's channel, guys, by the way. Do me a favor. Yep. Josh, you want to throw in your channel on the chat, papi? Do us a favor. Throw it up there, papa. Let's do this. Did a video on it for Cancun. I would love to see that.
That was a great video Josh did.
I'm sorry, John. Go ahead.
No, I'm sorry. I mean, walk on top of you there.
No.
Yeah, I'm kind of unexpectedly deeper into the U.S. Bank ecosystem. I've had a personal checking account there for years. I've had the Cash Plus card for years, and then having some spend coming up and whatnot, I was looking for another card, and didn't really want to go personal. And I ended up getting the I don't have it on me. It's in the other room, but I got the Business Altitude Connect card that I'm working on the sub for right now. And then, like a week after I got the card in the mail, I got a mailer from U.S. Bank to open a business checking account with a $500 offer on it. So I just opened that up and I funded it last Friday. So between the business checking account and the Business Altitude Connect card, it's like $1,100 in bonuses after it's all said and done.
Really?
Yep. So,
okay. Well, it looks like Peter's saying that one issue is with that the points don't pull with other USB cards.
Yep. Correct.
Okay, and I get that. But Juan, mobile wallet 3 times.
Yep.
Now, I'm glad Juan brought that up. I hated mobile wallet stuff up until maybe the last 4 or 5 months. I started using the mobile wallet for Discover because at some point they were giving some sort of cashback deal, whatever the heck. And now I'm used to, like yesterday I went to Target for something and I didn't have the physical card with whatever card I forgot I was going to use. And I have them all on my phone. And I tell the lady, can I do it? She goes, yeah. And, you know, so I'm getting used to it. I know I sound old saying that, but I'm getting used to it, you know? So here is Josh's channel. All right. Please, guys, do me a favor. At Josh Gable. Super cool, super chill. God bless you, Josh. Thank you for being here. Josh last week, actually, during the live, had applied. Was it for the ink?
Oh, no.
Right? Was it the ink? Because they sent him an offer. Did it work out with the reconsideration line, Josh? That's what I wanted to ask you that. So let me know how that worked out. So Pete says it's a good points machine, earn over 10,000 points a month. Really? Wow. Okay, so that is a wow.
Oh, nice, Josh.
Wow.
Sweet.
Yes.
Today. Wow, nice,
Wow.
man. Congrats, dude.
See, Josh, being Puerto Rican, I have that thing that I can like channel my ancestors and get the spirits, and they told me it was going to be good news for you. Yes, wepa, 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 wepa. You know what? I can't wait to have Josh on here.
Nice.
And having Josh say wepa, coño. I want Josh to say his wepa.
Wait, what's Josh's chase status? I want to know for DPs. Was he under chase 524? I think he was, right?
He was.
Yeah.
And he got the mailer.
Yeah.
That's when we were talking last week. Normally mailers are slam dunks. However, ironically, I guess sometimes they just throw them out if you have, you know, I got one. I have 2 ink cards now, cash cards. And I got another mailer for like the unlimited to get another one. But I didn't really want to open up another chase one like that. But look at the congrats are coming through. Look at that. Feel the love, Josh. Can you feel the love tonight? So Josh is 7.5 or 24.
Interesting.
I love it. I love it. I love it. That's funny. Oh my God. But
that's awesome, Josh. Congrats, man.
Yeah, congratulations, Papi. Do we have any questions for the guys here? Because I'm gonna cut this one a little short because it is literally going on 3 o'clock in the morning, knocking on the door for Paul Michael here, who's done us the big solid to be here tonight. I just also want to let you guys know the next couple of weeks, we're going to be packed. You're going to have, I've been on a really crazy run with you guys, and I can't thank you enough. But I've got more surprises. The guys tonight, again, we're global here. You know, it was funny that John started it off by saying wherever in the world you are, and we're in Kenya, we're in Paris, we're in Kansas, we're in Hackensack, we're all over. So I thank you guys for that. Boston with Chad, Florida, you name it, we're all over. So I thank you. But look out for next week. It's going to be a surprise, and I'm going to hold off on the surprise till, till the time comes. But here's, wait, I got to show you this. He's 724. Okay, got it. And wait, Xavier, once again, my king, my employer, Xavier. Thank you, Papi. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. So we were supposed to do tonight, go over the Founders card, but like I told you last week, the gentleman from the Founders card couldn't make it. Next week, I'm going to go next Wednesday. I'm going to be at a live event with them in New York City, where I'm hoping to get information from their CEO. Hopefully I can convince him to come on a live one day and have them bring that info to you, or for them to just give me more info in person. But that's next week. We're gonna have a special treat next Tuesday that you don't want to miss. And the week after that, I booked somebody else you don't want to miss. And I'm not just saying it to say it. Trust me when I tell you, you guys are the best crew of people to ever just work with, spend time with, and learn from. So I thank you guys, really for coming on. So if you have any questions, drop them in now. Before we say buenas noches. So if you have any questions that you want to ask the guys, anything in particular. But before then, Michael, I want to thank you. And honestly, no joke here, your wife, for putting up with you doing what you're doing for all of us, because it's not easy. When you go away and you're trying to have fun, right? You're trying to do your vacation, but you also want to show people and teach people things. You got to kind of have to find that balance. So I thank you, Michael, for doing what you did for us on the flights, on the trip, all that. We had fun with you last Friday night, when you were having breakfast. So I thank you for that, and I have Jose Santiago and my dancing girls. I don't know, Papa. I don't know. I'm the only Puerto Rican that can't dance salsa, so I don't know. But Josh, thank you so much. I appreciate you. Tariq, the flex gains. Michael needs to get up early to hit the lounges.
You guys don't understand. This lounge here, I'm sorry to say, this lounge here, it's got the Eiffel Tower. I mean, it's on the 32nd floor, and it's an amazing view. Like,
it's almost breakfast time for Michael. Literally,
it almost is breakfast time. I might go up there, just get a cup of coffee, chill.
And everybody, make sure you guys watch Michael's content. I've learned a lot from his videos. I mean, his being all over the place. Like, I want to be Michael when I grow up, because he's just all over the place, taking all these awesome flights. Like, I loved your recent videos, man, showing the suite and everything, and just amazing content. Michael's so knowledgeable and stuff. So make sure you guys watch his content, because he's a good dude.
Appreciate it, John.
Thank you for saying that, John.
Yeah, appreciate it, John. Likewise, like I said, John, you're an amazing member of everyone's community. You support everyone, and like I said, it doesn't matter how much knowledge you don't have; it's what you can bring to people, and I think that's the best quality of you. Like, you're genuine, you care about people, and you don't care what people say. You care about what you can deliver to people, and that's one of the best things about you. You know that everyone can benefit, and everyone can learn, and I think that's why everyone is kind of drawn to like a magnet. It's that energy, it's that positivity. So appreciate it. I think I've learned as much. I'm sure you learned as much as I have from you, and it's likewise, because we're all in this community. We're all supporting each other. So I appreciate the very kindful words.
You guys are just wonderful. You could see from the comments here, Pete from Frugal Dad Finance says he would still be using his City Double Cash if it wasn't for you guys. Like, honestly, every week I learn something new. Look, you guys helped my niece out today, because literally she called me about that, and I couldn't think of the name of the bank, for it. So you guys doing this, I can't thank you enough for taking the time to spend the time here. John, I love you, puppy. You know that. And I pray that you just have an amazing night, an amazing week. John, I feel like I've known you my whole life, and I thank you for that, for the love you
Like I said, when I saw you for the first time, Joe, like, I didn't even know your channel existed until I saw your interview with Anthony. And I had missed the live because I think I had stuff going on that day. I was running errands or something. I watched it later on that weekend. And after I was done with that, watching you, I thought, Joe's like dad. Joe's like the credit card dad. Because you give that vibe. I can see you're like nice to us and all of that, but you also can crack the whip if you need to. So it's like, you just have that aura about you. The first thing I thought about was Joe's dad. So
thank you. I love you for that. Honestly, when you first told me that, I was just honored, honestly. And my wife and I talk about it all the time. We just literally appreciate you guys And I say it every week. To me, it's a blessing to be here and just to be a part of this. And to me, I consider you guys friends, like not just guys here or like people like to use the word colleagues. I couldn't stand that. I had people that I worked with for 30 years, and if I saw you more than I saw my own family, damn it, we're more than colleagues at this point, especially if we're having lunch and breakfast every day, right? And I feel like I see you guys and we text each other every day, we look at each other's stuff, and I can't thank you guys enough. Michael, honestly, Michael, last week, Friday, when we were just having a blast that night on that after the live, right? It was so cool. Like we see sides of each other that we normally don't see. And I really appreciate that. And I thank you for letting us be a part of that. And that's why I can't wait for NOLA. I can't wait to go to New Orleans and meet you people, because I look at this. You have everybody here that's just really just like, we feel like we've known each other, making their comments, Xavier, I remember that day I was in my Tesla. I had never done a live. I was nervous. I felt like I was going to the prom, and it's just so, the love we get here is just beautiful. And, Michael found me an awesome flight, Delta One flight. John always has kind words and a great perspective. And Joe is the glue that holds the community. Bill, thank you. Thank you, Phil. I appreciate that, man. My hands are standing. I'm not even lying, bro. Thank you. That's very kind of you. I really appreciate that. It's a second family. Josh, you're right, Josh. You're right.
Well, and with Filmo, I mean, us handsome guys have to stick together. So,
and David, it's true what John said. I started watching the lives because of Joe's humbleness and knowledge. Thank you, David. Thank you. I don't know. I don't even know what to say. And I don't even have to say it, because look at Chad. You're gonna make him cry, and you will, because how can I put it? You can't fake it. I can't fake it. I'm very emotional, always have been. And if you're good to me and you're just yourself, like I don't need it. I just want somebody to be kind. And that's what I find here. Kindness, generosity, people offering, it's just a beautiful place to be. And I can't explain what that means. It's just, you guys know because you're in it. When one of us is down, the others try to pick us up, and that just means the world to me. And look at what Josh is saying here. I love this community. Oh, that's Tariq. I'm sorry. I'll read yours in a minute, Tariq. Josh says, not to get sappy, but I lost someone recently, and the community has done so much for me during this time. Josh, we just pray for strength, Papi, for you. And that's what a good community does. When someone's out of it, not well, or has gone through some issue, that's what we do. John and I were talking about that earlier today, weren't we, John?
Yep.
Tariq, I love this community. Got deep in it for a month. Yeah. And now Flex Games is coming through. He's gonna put up his old, it's funny. It's just weird. It's bizarre. That's why I can't wait to meet people, because we get the names here. Like some people have different names that aren't, their name. And I just can't wait to meet you in person to say your name. Like now I know Frugal Dad is Pete, and MR is Matthew. So I just, that's.
It feels weird a little bit. Like, I mean, I've known you guys, most of you for about a year now, and then as others come in, through. Just trickling in over time. And it's like, I've got everything booked for New Orleans, and it's like, man, I cannot wait to meet all you guys in person. Like it's going to be such an awesome weekend. And it's like, because I envision, all of us just like palling around, shaking hands, drinking beers together, hanging out, eating, just talking, like getting to know each other, that kind of thing. And it's like, I cannot wait to meet all you guys. Like it can't come fast enough. So
I'm with you. I am with you. And I'm laughing at Phil's comment because I remember about a month ago, Phil said he was crying, like was tearing up, and his wife was like, "Wait, aren't you watching Credit Card?" Phil, I freaking love you, Phil. I swear to God, Phil, I love it. I love it. And you know, my wife is upstairs now, and she tells me I watched the whole thing, right? Because she tries to keep quiet because you know these floors in these old houses, you hear everything, right? And I laugh because she's like, "You cried." I said, "I know I cried." She goes, "You did the ugly cry." I said, "I know." You know, like when I was talking about my dad and wanting to go to Alaska, that kills me. My dad is my hero, always until the end of time. My dad is my Superman. So, you know, there's certain things that just move me a certain way. And this community has been a blessing more than you can imagine because there are days that I'm just like, what can I? No, I'm not working, right? I'm retired. So I miss my students. I miss my kids at the school and all this other stuff. But you guys fill that void more than you know. And it gives me purpose and it keeps me engaged. And I thank you for that because that's a gift that it's priceless. And that's it. That's where I can just say it's just priceless. And I thank you for that. Josh says the credit community takes on NOLA. NOLA will never be the same again. I'm telling you right now, that's going to be straight up fire.
Let's see a show of hands who's actually going to NOLA. Let's see in the comments here, because I know people are contemplating, saying yes, saying no. You know, I tried to ask Anthony last week if he's going. He keeps giving me this mysterious answer, trying to dodge me.
Same.
So let's see in the comments who's joining. I know it's probably, if most of us or everyone, I wonder if, you know, I know we're talking about NOLA, who's actually going to be there?
Oh my God, I can't. I can't. Seriously, Papi, pero Xavier.
Josh is going nice, cool.
Oh
Xavier, of course.
Xavier's ready for NOLA. He can't wait. Will you be at the back of the plane, Xavier? That's what we want to know. As he said last week.
I learned something very recently. About Xavier. He lives 3 hours from me in Omaha. So it's like, oh, we need to get together and meet up, man.
No, that's awesome. Xavier, thank you, Papi. You are too freaking awesome. Thank you, Xavier. Xavier, you're the man. Thank you. Can't wait. Josh is going to be there. Me. Xavier is going to be there.
I know
this guy. Who's that guy? Mr. Money Minutes. The man, the myth, the legend, the one that set this up. I can't wait.
I know Key's going.
Wait. Key is going. Sledge is going. Caesar's going. Matt's going. We're gonna have a crew and a half. Stan is going.
Yep, Stan's going. Yep.
Chase Yokoyama said he was going. So Lonnie is going. I spoke to him today.
Oh, not okay. Nice. Yes. Okay.
Yeah.
Very cool. Very cool.
So we're gonna have.
I know Luke's going. Pretty sure.
Xavier, it's just me. I'll be on the frontish. Oh, yeah. He's not going with the kids, so he'll be towards the frontish.
Matt's going too. Matt Clausen's going.
Yep, Matt is going. See, look, this was when we were talking earlier about going above and beyond with the credit card. This was Carlos that Hilton hooked him up and got him his card for him, so he knows firsthand. And he was calling me. He's like, "I lost my card." I was like, "Oh crap!" And here we go. But we're gonna have a heck of a party in NOLA. That's for sure. You know, quite a few Discord members who aren't creators yet will be there, and that's what I'm hoping for. I'm hoping that people, and I think I said this before to you guys, and I've said it to some people in private conversations. When you guys went to Vegas last year, I remember because it was in September. My wife goes, "You're off. Go to Vegas." I felt like I wasn't worthy. Like I was like, yo, I can't be with these guys. Like, who am I? And I remember Caesar telling me in Spanish, like, you know, don't be such a dumbass. Like, what are you doing? Like, you should have been there. And I just honestly felt like I wasn't worthy. And now that I know all of you, I could say anybody that has it, come because that's how welcoming it is. Honestly.
Mom was like, "Get the hell out! I want the house to myself."
Pretty much, yeah. And she could deal without my snoring or my sleep apnea mask in her face. Xavier has a layover in DFW out of Omaha, so he's going to hit the Capital One Lounge. All right, Xavier, I want you to videotape that. I know, Chad, I should have. And you know what? I can't wait to meet you, Chad, because, Chad mentioned in one of his videos and his perspectives and his class of 2024 that was my role, basically, and of like patriarch, right? And I love that. I love hearing that because I feel like my dad is through me saying, make sure you always treat everybody the way you want to be treated. That's what he always used to tell me.
Joe, sorry, go ahead.
No, go ahead, puppy.
I was going to say, meeting Chad at the end of February, he went live and everything with me there, which kind of threw me off a little bit, but it was pretty cool. But Chad is just as he is in person in real life. So I can't wait to see Chad again either and hang out more and talk more. I mean, the funny thing is when I hung out with Chad at the end of February, we barely talked about credit cards. We talked about life, like work and, my drive up there and, just kind of everything else. So, talked about, his family a little bit, his job. We talked about our jobs, our careers. And, we talked about credit cards a little bit, but it was not the bulk of our hanging out and talking. It was just nice to get to know Chad more. And Chad's super chill. So
that's how it was with Sledge and me. We only spoke about credit cards at one point when he pulled out his built card and he goes, I have to remember to use it 5 times because if not. And I was laughing because it was just like, and then I showed him my last minute plug, my line card, and he and he was like, "Dan, that's nice." I was like, "Bro, you should make one. Like, just have the guys make one with his logo. It will be fire, But I can't wait to meet you guys in person. And here's Chad. To be honest, I grew up without a dad, and going through life, I'm a bit guilty of collecting father figures in my journeys. And frankly, I haven't chosen wrong yet. You're more special than you know.
Oh. That's deep. That's deep, Joe.
Thank you, Chad. I don't even know what to say. I don't know what to say, but I'm honored by those comments, and I thank you from the bottom of my heart. That's it. Oof. I want to thank you guys because I feel the love. I always do. And this made my night. Thank you. John, I thank you from the bottom of my heart.
Thank you for having me, man. I appreciate it.
I as you can see now, I'm a mess.
I told you your dad. That's why I call you dad, because you're dad.
Oh, thank you. I can't. You know what, Chad? That right there, my man. I was telling my wife, and I'm going to blow up his spot because the other Friday night when Chad was traveling, remember, he was in the dark, got there, and then he was home. And what was he doing? He was getting his kids' stuff, the laundry and stuff together. That's what a dad does. That's the stuff like that you can't fake. That has to come from here. And I saw that, and I told my wife, I said, you had to see how cool it was. Chad, bro, your kids are blessed to have you. That's all I can say. Your kids are blessed to have you. And I don't even know what to say to that. Look at this. QC man, thank you so much. Tariq, yes, if we don't get emotional, exactly. And then I'm gonna so that we don't go down the deep end, that rabbit hole, but I'll laugh here. David Figueroa, there goes the line card. The line card that came out of my Ekster wallet, David. You're right. And first round on Xavier when we link up. Xavier, man, bro, again, 1099 is in the mail. Josh, thank you so much, Papi. Guys, it's going to be now. Did we get to 3 o'clock? Yes, we did get to 3 o'clock for poor Michael over there. Mi gente, my John, my son, Michael, my boy, thank you so much. And thank you for wearing the hat tonight, Michael. That is fire. When you sent me that pic today, this weekend, it was awesome on the thumbnail. So thank you.
I was going to wear my headset, but then I wouldn't be able to hear anything then. So,
well, you guys have anything you want to say before we end, guys? Knock it out. John?
I'll just say I appreciate everyone joining. Listen to us talk about credit cards, life, travel, however it is. Appreciate the comments, the support, sticking around, and yeah, I don't have anything else I say other than just thank everyone. I mean, it's been so much fun talking with everyone, just getting together, and hopefully we'll see everyone at the NOLA meetup. Come, creator, non-creator, subscriber, however it is. You can be new, you can be a veteran, you can be whatever it is. Show up, just talk, have fun, and we'll see everyone there.
Yep, and just Dad, thank you for having me on. I'm honored and privileged to be on with you and to be on with Michael as well. I look up to both of you guys quite a bit, and your knowledge that you have to share out. And this was super cool. Thank you for having me.
Well, I thank you both. I thank everybody here. Chad, I thank you again for your words, and everybody else for your hearts, and Josh, QC, man, Xavier, Tariq, all of you guys, David. I thank you from the bottom of my heart. I thank you for hanging in here for 2 hours with us. You could be anywhere else, and you chose to be here tonight. And like I end the videos that I put up, and I mean it with all my heart, I just really and truly thank you guys for giving me and us the privilege of your time. God bless you. Have a beautiful week. I will see you soon. And thank you once again.
Yep.
Good
Thanks
night,
for being
man.
here, everybody.
I love you guys. Good night, guys.
Good night.